In Lubbock County is reporting 202 new coronavirus cases today. City leaders say the majority of those cases are among those who are between the ages of 18 and 25. Most of those are attributed to the Texas Tech campus, and now more than ever, the school student body president is trying to convince her peers that stopping the spread starts with them.
Unfortunately, there have been few that have disregarded most of the guidelines and have chosen to forego these things for a night of fun or a night of what life would feel like as normal.
With COVID-19, nothing has been like normal. Student body president Hunter Heck knows that well, and with over 1,000 cases on campus, she's now pleading with her fellow Red Raiders.
The quicker we are to follow guidelines now, the quicker we will hopefully be to seeing life as normal again, because that's what we all crave.
Health officials say right now, those that are college-aged make up about 71% of new positive cases in Lubbock County.
Just because you're 18 to 25 doesn't mean that you cannot get sick. You can become severely sick. If you look at the statistics, there are some people that pass away in this age group from the disease.
Many of those infections being traced back to off-campus parties and large social gatherings.
This is a place where I've got to ask for the help from college students. I know you feel bulletproof. However, your decisions have implications on your peers, and they have implications on our community.
And Heck says there is an alternative.
You can meet in a group of fewer than 10 people, with all of you wearing masks, each of you having your own drink, not sharing drinks, ensuring that there's not like cross exposure of items. We can safely gather, we can safely socialize.
But also wants her peers to think about those working students who rely on jobs to stay in school.
If they're exposed to COVID and they contract it, even if they're symptomless, they're required to quarantine. 2 weeks without pay could mean not meeting rent for the month, could mean missing a week of groceries. And so I would just really say to look to others and really look to see that this is about our community.
But Texas Tech isn't the only college in the state struggling with coronavirus. Baylor and Texas A&M each reporting more than 900 cases on their campuses. With Tech's number standing at over 1,000 tonight, school officials are using a marketing campaign aiming to educate students about the risk, and now suspension is on the line.
For more egregious and more flagrant violations that expose risk to our university community or even to the Lubbock community, we are pursuing those aggressively, and that could entail a probation, a period of suspension.
Federal guidance put out earlier this week recommended communities with universities like Lubbock to enforce more restrictions at bars and restaurants. Of course, many Red Raiders are abiding by all the rules to help keep each other and our community safe, but some students are fed up with others not following the guidelines. So they've started a new Twitter page called TTU COVID Watch. It already has more than 900 followers, and not only are students sending in photos and videos of parties and people not wearing masks, some faculty members are now chiming in too.
From professors, it's mostly emails that they've gotten from higher up, showing what's going on in the classroom.
A tweet from the Dean of Students office says, quote, "Please know we cannot feasibly monitor social media for concerns. Students with a report can file one on the Dean's website." Like a lot of other universities, Tech says they're having to reorganize their expenses. You see, when a student comes down with the virus, the school is responsible for making sure they're isolated from others, meaning they have to be spaced out, and that equals to having more rooms available. But as expected, that adds up. To help with the cost, President Lawrence Skubanek says the university cut back on travel, entertainment, and looked at programs that weren't necessarily related to academics, and also reduced staff. So far, the school has incurred a loss of more than $80 million. A big factor in that was a decrease in those campus fees, which were very significant revenue streams to the university. But Skubanek says it was important to help students who don't have access to typical services that Texas Tech offers.
We've secured about 500 rooms where we place students that are living here on campus that must be put into isolation. What's been encouraging is in the last few days, the occupancy in those rooms has gone down, but we still have to reserve those rooms, and those costs are pushing up to $1 million.
Currently, less than 50% of the isolation rooms are being occupied, but it still remains an ongoing expense.